Hello everybody, welcome to Dak Band Productions and welcome to the Great Scale Train Show here in Timonium, Maryland. And I know you guys are thinking, weren't you just at York last week? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? And didn't you just put out a whole bunch of videos the next week after? Yes, I did. And you guys are like wondering, how's he getting this done? Well, I guess I'm running on high octane leaded gas, just like the old muscle cars back from the 70s. I don't know. But here I am, and we're going to check out the show, so let's go. y'all. Dak Band Productions here at the Great Scale Train Show in Timonium, Maryland, and we are here with Beth. And
hi, how are you?
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Wanted to stop in again and talk to you. So, what do you have going on here with your? You got some books you're selling.
So I got all sorts of books here today. Ken Springrith and I are the authors, and
Right.
although we're the official new book that we have today is our Viewing SEPTA's Rail Heritage.
Oh, look at
This just
that!
came out
Let me
in
get a
January.
close up to that. That is
this
so cool.
covers the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority.
Wow.
Going on 40 years worth of history. But the book that's coming out real soon in the fall, I have a picture of the title. So it's over there.
Oh, okay.
This is the one that's coming out in August.
Oh, the
On the Sturbridge line.
Sturbridge line.
So we support the Wayne County Historical Society.
Okay.
And it celebrates the 196th anniversary of America's very first steam locomotive.
Wow.
These posters were special design to commemorate the anniversary.
That is
And if
very
you're
nice.
interested for a $10 donation to the Wayne County Historical Society, you can have one of these. They're very special. We have
right.
a second one that's coming out for the 200th. So it's a matched pair, but it tells the entire history of the Sturbridge Lion. And then if you, for the kids, we've got coloring as well. Also, it's got it's a highlights, if you remember the highlights, but there's 66 different objects all commemorating the Sturbridge Lion. But for the kids, these are great for a $1 donation. Keeps them busy and gives them lots of things to do. But
That's well worth
it's
the
all for a
dollar.
good-
Yeah.
all for a good cause.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
So for the books I'm about to show everybody on the table,
Okay.
can they buy them on a website?
We don't have a website. You
Okay.
can buy them directly from the either Arcadia.
Oh.
Arcadia sells these.
Okay.
All the images of the rail, or you can buy from Casemate. You can get them. You can actually get them on Amazon, but we
Oh,
don't have a
Amazon.
website.
Okay.
We'd prefer if you can buy them directly from the authors,
Right.
and then we can sign and personalize it to you and the children.
Okay, sounds good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem.
Yep.
All right, we'll take a look here. Hello everybody, welcome to Dak Band Productions and welcome to the Great Scale Train Show here in Timonium, Maryland with Jim from Jimmy's Trains. And so we have Jim today who's going to explain his products for those who are interested in something being animated. He's got some cool animated stuff for sale and some cool animated projects going on. So Jim, take it away.
Yeah, so I started Jimmy Trains. It's my 2-year birthday now of the company. 2 years at April, York, 2023. Had 2 products: the Feller, that we'll show that, and the Lightning. And since then, now I have about 16. They're all based on Raspberry Pi technology. It's either a microcontroller called a Pico, or it's a Raspberry Pi single board computer. So I go primarily with Raspberry Pi because it's all Python code, which is open source. So anybody can animate themselves if they take my product and change the code. They can do whatever they want. Sean's train taper did that. He changed the voices to his voices. If you've seen his video. So let's get started, I guess.
Okay, sounds good.
So product that's got a lot of interest at York was the Pittsburgh Incline. It's based roughly on the Duquesne Incline in Pittsburgh. It's got the red cars primarily, and then the houses kind of look like the houses, but they're a little bit simplified for the product.
Okay.
And so basically, we can move the cars.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And these cars are completely computerized. So I'm just moving them with my throttle right now on my phone, but we can go into a demo mode, and it should do the demo.
Now, is there a special app that you need for the controller?
This is just serving a web page, it's called.
Okay.
So I think I did the wrong thing, but anyway, this is just serving a web page. So this is actually a web page.
Oh,
so
it's a web page.
The cool thing about the Raspberry Pi products is they can serve a web page to your local network. So all the devices can be actually controlled by your phone or your computer. Also, those API commands can be controlled by any kind of computer program. So if you want to write your own, you could control the animators yourself.
Okay, sounds good.
And so this thing has, I'll just show a few more things. It has some lights. So we go to settings, we turn on all the lights. You can see that's all lit.
Oh, wow.
So we have lights here. These are Woodland Scenics lights. I'm a Woodland Scenics dealer, so I put a lot of Woodland Scenics stuff in my products. And then they have the Duquesne Incline does have some lights going up and down. The cars are lit too.
Wow.
So that's a prototype. Hopefully it'll be out by Fall York.
By Fall York? Okay.
Yeah. Then this is a very popular product that came out a year ago. All right, so we have the music off because it's copyrighted music. But basically it has 6 spotlights and 6 servo platforms. It comes with the Woodland Scenics characters.
Very nice. And you actually have, if I remember, you got a website people can buy from you?
Yeah, it's jimmytrains.com.
Okay. So if you're seeing anything you're interested, you can visit his website?
Yeah, and so this is a very popular product. I asked people at train shows, what do you think of an outhouse that explodes? And everyone laughed. So we definitely made that a product. And it's...
not have eaten that burrito. Now there is so much pressure in my gut. That really smells. I think I need to light a match.
And the characters are replaceable, so we have a woman, an alien, and if you put in music mode, it plays any MP3 music you want.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's hilarious.
very popular product. This guy is, there's Bigfoot. He just sneaked out of his little secret hiding place. Oh, he doesn't like us, so he's going to go back. He has various different modes. This is a product that you just plug in and just set it and forget it. It just kind of works.
Wow.
You can set different timing values. He comes out and goes away.
And then you have a flag here, it looks like?
Yeah, the flag goes up and down in waves. I have to get it started, but yeah, this has been very popular as well. I have a customer that actually put it on top of City Hall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's been very popular.
I like the drive-in you have, yeah?
Yeah, so the drive-in here, we're going to have some YouTube videos on. We don't know which one's going to play, so we'll see.
A gleam of yellow shone through the bridge girders.
RJ.
Here he comes,
His little
yelled Douglas.
Stephanie. Very good video, by the way. If you don't know RJ, RJ's Trains, he does some really good stuff. He's really into European trains right now, so you should check him out.
As with passengers and people
He went
waving
to
and
Europe
cheering,
for work, and he brought this back. It's an ON30. I think they call it, it's an O-gauge train, but he had Sid modify it.
Oh, okay.
One of the most requested videos I have ever gotten here on RJ's
We
Trains.
can stop. We can pause the movie theater. We can also change the volume. It has digital volume. It doesn't have Raspberry Pi single board computers don't have ADD converters, so you can't use a pot. So it's all digital. And
Okay.
also we can control the car lights
Nice.
with what's called NeoPixel
Oh,
technology.
so you can control the car lights too, huh?
Yeah. It's not in this video, but if it's music, the car lights dance to the music. And this is the product that started the company,
Yes.
the Feller.
The fella.
So we have an O-gauge Feller here, and we have a HO gauge Feller. And then this has been a very popular product, another lower price product, the Fly Fisherman. It's a set and forget it. We have a HO Fisherman here and an O-gauge there.
Very nice.
And that idea came from one of our layout builders that I work with called Model Rail Scenes, Brian Inch. He said, I need a Fly Fisherman. He explained what he wanted. I didn't quite get it. Then I got it, and it's been very popular. There's a little like 3/0 fishing weight that pulls the string down, so it's just enough weight so it doesn't really bend the string. The string's still kind of like got a bent curve to it.
Right.
And then up here is actually not really a product, but it's a video train. It has your videos on it.
That's
It's
so
a
much I can do about it.
cool. Both panel gauges, yes.
yeah, so that's actually Sean's doing a video of his video in the video. You can pause that as well, which we'll do.
Okay.
We have this guy with a kite. This is a little different than the K-Line version, which just goes back and forth. This actually deploys as well.
Oh, wow.
The kite comes out like that. I think I need to adjust the pinch rollers.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta fix that before the show starts. It has rubber rollers that grab the rod and make it go in and out.
Okay.
And this will show once I get it running.
All right. Sounds good.
This here is a new Lightning that we have. We've been doing Lightning for 2 years, but this one is an improved version that actually has it has a subwoofer and an amplifier. So
Oh,
it
wow.
really gets nice and loud. If you want, you can hook up this preamp output to your own output amplifier if you want. And really, it also does it does music, and then you'll have a light show. It'll be colored instead of just incandescent as you see.
That's cool.
We've already sold the prototype to a customer, so I have to get that done. And I've already sold it to a customer at York, so that means I have to finish it.
Right.
So it's good motivation to actually have something like that you have to finish. This is another prototype we have. It's a Nessie prototype. Bill Henning actually said, "Oh, that looks like Nessie." It was originally supposed to be a dinosaur,
Oh.
but it uses Kato pocket motors. Really nice product that Kato makes. And so I made these cars. It's supposed to be Nessie, and then some people riding on it. And so the gates open on the product. These gates open, close. That's been actually a very popular item here at the show. People have been really interested in it. So that hopefully will be out in the fall.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then we have here, this is a cool product that I'm working on. I've already pre-ordered Christmas trawlers from MPH for the fall, and I put an animator in them. So that's completely computerized trawler.
Oh, wow.
So you can see it'll stop slowly, make a ding sound, and then
yeah.
stop slowly.
Yep.
And then I'll
okay.
do the next announcement.
Next stop, hand-me-down present factory.
Yeah, it's my joke, hand-me-down present factory. They don't really come from your brothers. They come from the factory called Goodwill. Anyway, so that's a new prototype. That's been getting a lot of interest as well. And then the last thing I'll show you is city lights. So what City Lights is a lighting animation product, but it's really a computer. It can do practically anything.
Oh, wow.
Controlled by practically
Okay.
anything.
Next stop
But in
is
this
the
case,
step.
we'll just turn on all the lights of the buildings here. They turn on all the
Okay.
lights.
Yeah.
We can change the intensity.
Wow.
And also, if you put a media track on it, I have Frozen on here if you won't play. It can dance to the music, because when you play the music, you use your phone to choose the lights. So you can use your fingers to kind of coordinate with the music, and it's actually a really neat effect. As well, the City Lights will control LifeX lights. So I'll change these all the lights. LifeX starts to red. The idea is that you're changing your room lighting. You're going from night to day or day to night, and then you can also bring the building lights up. So that's the idea about City Light. Have these intelligent modules that actually have Raspberry Pis in too. I mean, this here is hooked up to the touchscreen controller directly, but it also can remotely give these commands. So this one has sound in it, and this one you can just control lights. And even though it's just 6 lights here, you just keep on daisy chaining more of them.
Oh, wow.
This is a new product that I'm working on. It's going to be streetlights, but they actually are more prototypical because there's a red and a red at the same time when the light changes from yellow to red. And it also does sequence and blinks red, red, and red, yellow at night. And it also can be controlled by the City Lights controller by sending this little module commands. Yeah, and the last prototype I'd like to show is the camera train. Which
Okay.
is loosely based off of the Lionel TV car. If you notice that there's the kind of light bar in the back and 2 guys. This guy is actually riding the train.
Yeah, I recognize it.
Yeah. I wanted to pay homage to a real thing and kind of did my own interpretation of it. So basically, you can stream it to any device. It's streamed to my computer, where it's showing on the screen, as well as streamed to my phone.
Wow.
So anybody can hook up to it and have a battle with the camera if they want. So you can turn the camera. So
Oh,
you
it
notice
turns. It's turn. Yeah, let me get that on video. It's actually turning.
Yeah. And it also tilts.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So just like being on a passenger car, you can look out at the scenery. And I haven't had this on a really detailed layout yet, but it would be really neat to get those candid shots you can't get with a GoPro.
Right.
The GoPro is stationary.
Yes.
It also has a light bar too. So you can turn on the lights. And that's really neat at night because it's really a really strong spotlight.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
And then the light in the back, just the prototype TV car doesn't turn. Well, it turns, but it doesn't have a light. So to pay homage to it, I have 6 lights in there. The 3 are dead in the middle because I only control 6 with my electronics. But when it's off, it looks very much like the TV car.
Right.
And it sheds out a nice spotlight. And like everything else, this camera car can run scripts, so it could be moving the camera as it's going down the track.
Wow.
So I think that's going to have a lot of interest at York in the fall. It uses Menards cars. I'm trying to make arrangements with Lionel and Atlas to use an Atlas container car. But with the tariffs and stuff, we don't really know what's going to happen there.
Right.
So it'd probably still be a Menards car
Okay.
for York. But yeah, that has a Raspberry Pi in it as well.
Sounds good.
And that's it. That's pretty much everything
That's
we're
an
working on.
impressive project. I didn't realize, because when I see like Lionel camera cars, like you said, they're stationary. They can't move, and so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so it has a Raspberry Pi 3 camera in it, which I think does 1080p or whatever.
Okay.
But it does a much higher resolution in single shots.
Right.
So you can do camera shots of your layout too.
Right.
In the camera.
And you'll be able to record, of course, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't record audio, just video.
Okay.
It doesn't do the video, audio.
All right.
But yeah, so that's the new camera car.
All right.
And I guess that's it. That's all we have.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jim.
All right, thanks for watching, guys.
And we'll catch you next show. Hello everybody, I'm back from the Great Scale Train Show that's held in Timonium, Maryland. Another good show. For those who don't know, they do have O-Gauge there as well. They're growing the O-Gauge part of it. And there's actually 2 O-Gauge clubs running there today. The Pittsburgh Independent High Railers and the DC Area Independent High Railers. As well as other layouts. So if any of you were ever in the Timonium, Maryland area, please visit the Great Scale Train Show. It's a wonderful show. Tons of operating layouts if you like seeing trains run. And then, of course, there are trains that you buy that you just seen on the layouts running. It's a huge show. I've had people that I've talked into going, and now they go every year. They said, Sean, you're right. This is a great show, and we're going to keep on coming. So, there you go. Also, like to thank those who came up to me and said hello. Appreciate it. Also, appreciate the owners of the Great Scale Train Show working with me again. We started working with each other. They decided to bring me aboard and, make it more official. I'd also like to thank the Great Scale Train Show and Mike Matella over at Making Tracks for helping me out with hotel expenses. That was very nice of you. Appreciate it very much. I really appreciate the train show organizations working with me like this. It really helps me out a lot. So yeah, as I mentioned before, my channel is not where it needs to be as far as subs and views to be able to afford a hotel stay. So it's great when the organizations such as the Great Scale Train Show or even the TCA Eastern Division help me out with those type of expenses so I can cover her show. So as you guys seen, I got a lot more footage this time around of everything. I'm HO, you have O-Gauge in there. There wasn't that much S-Gauge for those who are wondering, really. And scale. So stay tuned for the layout videos. They are coming. I'm just beat from putting out York videos all week this week, so I'm only putting this one out for Monday. There should be one for Tuesday. I also thank the viewers who come up to me and help me out with lunch. I had viewers at different shows that buy me lunch, and they don't want shout outs, so you guys know who you are. You're wonderful. Thank you so much for helping me out and buying me lunch. Because obviously I'm not coming home with much when you guys see my videos. This is an expensive adventure for sure, and but having a single income, limits me severely. So I'm sure you guys can appreciate that. Okay, so did I come home with anything? Did I buy anything special? I know you guys are always wondering, what did he get this time? Did he get anything? Sometimes I come home with something, sometimes I don't see anything, or if I do, it's way out of my price range. But at any rate, let's check it out. So I came home with this MTH Premier Reading Hopper car. And here it is. It's a Reading Coal Porter. And this thing looks brand new, because I know some of these dealers, I bought this off a table who sells used and new. I wasn't sure if it was used or new. But anyway, he was asking $45 for it. So I waited until Sunday, and he was packing up, and I walked over. It was still there, looking lonely. So I said, hey, would you take $40 for it? He said, yeah, I'll take $40 for it. So he knocked $5 off of it. I'm happy. He's happy. He got paid for it. So here we go. And I know what you're thinking. Sean, why would you buy a Reading car when you're a Conrail? Well, you see that smile on my face. I sort of got an evil plan for this. So basically, this car is going to become a Conroe patched Redding car. And I can already hear the Redding guys cringing and crying, no, that's too nice of a car. We'll buy it from you. We'll take it from you. Just don't destroy it. So the way I'm going to do it, I'm not going to destroy it. I plan on taking black pinstriping and then run it across the Redding, so that way I can take it off later if I wanted to. And then I'm going to print out black blocks with the letters CR and the road number. And again, I'm going to do it in a way where it'll be removable and it'll go back to the way it was originally. So that way I don't get hate comments for destroying a perfectly fine Redding car. Basically, I'm going to do this to this car. Is this really how Conroe patched Redding cars? No. They would actually cover the whole entire name in paint. They would make a square block over the entire name and paint the whole name out. You wouldn't be able to read the original name at all. But I make it this way so you can still see that it was a Redding car, but it's crossed out. And I do that purposely just so that Walt sees that it still says Redding on there. And he can see that it's crossed out with a line. You can see the Redding in there, but it's crossed out. And that way he looks at it and gets all upset about it becoming Conroe. So I'm going to do the same thing to this. Only this car is sort of like permanent, but this was just a $20 Weaver car, so I made it sort of like permanent. Somebody's like in one of the comments, yeah, you just took black magic marker and you drew a line across it. Yeah, and, you know, it's my car. That's, you think Conroe professionally painted their stuff or professionally patched their cars? No. I mean, they painted switcher locomotives with a bucket of blue paint and a mop, for crying out loud. So yeah, that's exactly what I did. I took a black magic marker and I ran it across the Redding. So yeah, it's permanent, but it's just a $20 car. And I run it all the time. So that's going to look like this one. But I'm not going to do the black magic marker of this. Like I said, I'm going to use like a black decal pinstriping, so it'll be easily removed, easily reversible. And the next time I run my cold drag, this will be in there and you can look for it. Because I have a Penn Central one already in the cold drag. I just didn't have a Redding one yet. And here we go. I'd like to thank the DC area independent high railers. They knew I was trying to save up for a camcorder, and they asked me, Sean, how are you making out with that? And I'm like, well, I'm halfway there, but I've been saving for a while. And I moved on for the day, and they said, hey, we want you to come and see us. They said, hey, we got a present for you. We decided to have a donation to go towards your camcorder. I'm like, are you serious? And they raised money to help me buy this camcorder, and it just blows me away how great this train community is, you know, helping me out like that. I mean, I didn't ask them to do that. I didn't expect it, but they did it anyway because they really like the videos and they know how much time I spend into doing them, and they just wanted to help me in their own way, and that meant a lot to me. And I thanked them for it. So yes, I got that on order. The camcorder should be here Tuesday. Looking excited and forward to this will be my third one. Is it? I don't think so. I think it's it'll be my fourth one. Because my original one was a non-HD. Then I went to 730. That was my second. And my third one is this 1080, and unfortunately, it's showing its age, and it's got quirks, and it's on its way out. And so I got a 1080/4K camcorder on its way for Tuesday. So looking forward to that. 4K, I don't know if I'll be shooting 4K or not. We'll have to see how that goes, because those are large files. I mean, it's cool to have a camcorder capable of doing that. Maybe if I do 15-minute videos or something like that, I can do those in 4K, and the longer ones I'll do in 1080. So we'll see how that goes. And the best part is it uses the same batteries as the other camcorder, so I don't have to buy extra batteries. I already have them, and that's a plus. But at any rate, I just thank the whole entire training community. Thank the clubs for helping me, the show organizations and the hobby shops helping me, like Joe Grozbowski, and the train clubs helping me, and the viewers helping me. It's wow. It's I have no words other than thank you very much. We'll catch you guys later. We'll catch you trackside. We'll catch you next train show. Goodbye.